Today we have two of the Thundercats Ultimates figures from Super 7 going head-to-head in battle. And those two figures are, on the evil side, Captain Hammerhand, and representing the good guys, the Snowman of Hook Mountain. These were two of my favorite characters from the original LJN line of figures, so let's see how their modern counterparts hold up. On the back of Hammerhand's box, we get a nice piece of artwork and a write-up, telling us that he's the leader of the ruthless cyborg raiders called the Berserkers. And also on the back of Snowman's box, a very nice piece of artwork with a little write-up on him, explaining that he's the guardian for the castle of the Snowman on Hook Mountain. Hammerhand comes with an alternate head. He's got 3 alternate hands for his human arm, and 1 alternate hand for his cyborg arm, a rifle, and a couple of small sacks. The Snowman comes with 4 alternate hands, his ice lance, spear, and shield, and presumably that helmet is removable. And just like in the original LJN line, there's no sign of his partner, the giant white cat Snowmeow. Hammerhand first appeared in the episode The Terror of Hammerhand in 1985. He's captain of a group of pirates called the Berserkers. He gets his name from the giant cyborg arm on his right hand. On the original LJN toy, the cyborg arm on Hammerhand was massive, and the toy itself had an unusual sculpt with barely any articulation. This new Super 7 version comes with an alternate head that has a closed-mouth, gritted teeth expression. This head has a more open mouth, like he's speaking or yelling. He comes with this blunderbuss type weapon, and he has 4 hands for his more human left hand. The trigger finger hand that I have installed in him now, an open hand, a grasping hand, and of course a closed fist. He also comes with 2 alternate cyborg hands. The hand that I have installed on him now has articulated fingers. There's a pin that goes through all the fingers at the knuckle, so you can move them all individually. And there is also articulation slightly in the thumb. In the alternate hand, it's molded into a closed fist. Because with these fingers, there is no joint in the individual fingers, just the knuckles, so you can't close them into a fist. So if you want to give him a fist, this alternate hand is molded as such. And he also comes with 2 sacks of what I assume are pirate booty. We can see the face sculpt on him, his long beard, and his hair, which goes back into a ponytail in the back. He's got some sculpting in his abdomen, his pirate belt, and his pants and boots. For articulation, the head can move side to side slightly until the beard crashes into the body. Does have a good range of motion in his shoulders, both sides. There is a bicep swivel on the mechanical hands, as well as a wrist swivel. Single jointed elbow in the human arm, with not a great range of articulation. It cannot bend to a 90. Of course, wrist swivel all the way around. They're removable. Good range in the hips. Knees go back about that far. Again, everything on Super 7 is single jointed. And there is a little bit of ankle movement, more on the more human foot rather than this giant mechanical foot. I think this Hammerhand is a big improvement over the original LJN toy. It's obviously got more posability, more articulation, and it does have a more reasonably sized cyborg arm rather than the enormous one that was found on the original toy. The Snowman of Hook Mountain made his first appearance in the episode Lord of the Snows, which aired in September of 1985. In his first appearance, he was called the Snow Knight, and he eventually became a member of the League of Third Earth, allies to the Thundercats. The Snowman was part of the original Thundercats toy line from LJN. This version comes with his spear, shield, his jousting lance, because he is a knight, and his helmet, which just sits very loosely on top of his head. He comes with 3 sets of hands: the grasping hands that I currently have installed on him, the slightly open hands, and closed fists. He can rotate his head all the way around, wrists as well because the hands are removable. He does have a good range of motion in the shoulders, despite this big fur piece on his uniform. This is flexible, so it allows the shoulders to go up a bit. He does have single jointed elbows, which are somewhat limited by the sculpting on his tunic. He can swivel at the waist. Does have a bit of a range of motion in the hips. Again, the tunic crashes into the hip joints, so that's limited, and he is extremely limited in the knees and feet due to the sculpting of these giant fur boots that he wears. One thing I was wondering about the Snowman figure when I purchased it was if he was going to be able to do this, and he can. So why is that important? Because Snowman has a giant cat that he rides called Snow Meow. So much like He-Man and Battle Cat, Snowman rides a giant cat into battle. So if Super 7 decides to release a Snow Meow, well, first it'll be quite expensive, but Snowman should be able to mount the saddle and ride him with that hip articulation they gave him. There was no Snow Meow in the original LJN line, so different customizers have made different types of Snow Meows over the years to go with their vintage Snowman figure. I think if one were to try to customize a Snow Meow for this figure, the Motu Revelations Battle Cat might be a good choice. He is a good size, and right now I've seen him on clearance at Walmart and various other places. If that Battle Cat goes cheap enough, I might grab one and try to do the Snow Meow custom myself. Here's a close-up of Snowman's head. Very stoic expression. That's the type of character he was. He's got some nice sculpted detail on the fur that goes over his tunic, as well as the boots, although like I said, that does limit the leg articulation quite a bit. All of his weapons are made from this slightly opaque plastic that makes them look like they're made of ice. So that's a nice touch. Snowman was one of my favorite figures from the original LJN Thundercats line, and I think this one is a nice update of that figure. And here you can see the height discrepancy between Hammerhand and Snowman. Snowman's got quite a bit of bulk over Hammerhand. These figures were the same price though, so I'm not sure whether you're getting less for your money with Hammerhand or more for your money with Snowman. The Thundercats Ultimates do seem to be priced the same across the entire line, no matter what the size is. Even the new Snarf figure that was just announced is still going to be the same price as these guys. So in this battle of Third Earth, who comes out on top? The Snowman of Hook Mountain or the cyborg Captain Hammerhand? Too close to call. Yeah, I know, it's a cop-out. But I do really like both of these figures. So I'm gonna let you guys decide. In the comments below, you guys pick your winner. Snowman or Hammerhand. That's it for this Thundercats Ultimates figure battle. I'll see you in the next video.